Biafra, superstars, media.
I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Nigerians for their support since I released the first video yesterday about Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. This protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina last week. We all know that for years Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And as I'm talking to you, Nnamdi Kanu is having and he's battling with health challenges even while in prison. But it's rather unfortunate with the display of shame and disgrace that happened in Katsina by the bandit commander. The question we ask, do we have a country? The question we need to ask, do we have a nation? The question we need to ask, do we have a constitution? And if we have a constitution, then as Nigerians, we need to ask ourselves and ask the federal government question, why the double standard? If the bandit commander can come and address Nigeria like schoolboys and address Nigeria by threatening Nigerians, by killing one of the headers, that he will kill more Hausas and Northerners, and he is moving freely, why should Nnamdi Kanu should still be in prison? The question I ask, why the double standard? And it is a question that every Nigerian should be asking. Double standards by the federal government of Nigeria. And that is why the call for one Nigeria, one voice protest is born out of sincerity and honesty, equity and justice for all Nigeria citizens. One Nigeria, one voice protest. One Nigeria, one voice protest is a national call for all Nigerians of good conscience. It's not a regional protest. It's not a tribal protest, but it's a sincere protest born out of sincerity. I am calling of all Nigeria with good conscience to come out in mass. Those in Jos, Plateau, Kaduna, Kogi, and Abuja to come on Independence Day at Eagle Square to support this call. And I'm also calling on very dark black man to help us. Abuja is your constituency. We are coming from the north. You can help us to call the IG of police in preparation to this protest. The Rate president, I know you have the platform, and I'm also calling of all the Nigerian bloggers and social media influencers, those with good conscience and sincerity, so that our brother Nnamdi Kanu will be free. I'll bring up subsequent videos in preparation for this call and for this peaceful protest. May God bless Federal Republic.
Fellow Biafrans, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world. Today, I want to call on the President of Finland, President Alex Taub. I want him to step up and see what is happening in Nigeria. I want him to take a closer look and see how Nigeria are threatening the real terrorists in that country. And hopefully he will understand that all Sami Ekpa was doing was fighting to defend his people. When he sees this video, I hope he will understand that something that could not be tolerated in Finland can never be tolerated in the land of Biafra. Fellow Biafrans, I'll make this one very, very brief and sweet because I want this to go straight to the President of Finland. President Alexander Stubb, it was under your watch that Simon Ekpa was held and convicted illegally, sent to 6 years due to so-called online activities related to terrorism. He also came with a caveat saying that, he didn't declare his taxes and that he is practicing as a lawyer. Just a way to rope him in. And the bidding was 6 years in solitary confinement. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, I want to present to you what is happening in Katsina. We've seen this video, even though the Nigerian media, they try to hide these things from us. The media, they've been bad. I don't blame them, but they've been bad by the government. Never to call the terrorists who they are, call them bandits or headsmen or farmers and headers clash. That's the new slogan. I want Alexander Stubb to watch this video and see the way Nigeria conduct themselves within Nigeria. And hopefully at the end of this video, he'll understand that what he was told by those Nigerians that sabotaged Simon Ekpa came with a false narrative about Simon Ekpa. He will see how the real terrorists have been treated. If you're ready, let's go there. Watch this. Hold it there. As you can see, there are military men literally everywhere. What you're seeing here is the bandits and the military and Nigerian government having a peace truce. I call them bandits. The terrorists and the Nigerian government having a peace treaty, a peace meeting in Katsina State, in the north. President Alexander Stubb, this is what is happening in Nigeria. Islamic jihadists that have come to Islamize us in Biafra land. When they are caught in the north, they have a peace deal, a peace treaty. They make peace. And at the end, these men you are seeing here are integrated into the Nigerian police, Nigerian army, Nigerian navy, the customs, and the rest. Keep watching.
Hello Sunusi. Da Allah ina son kana ji. Ka biyo bakin hanya duka ka gaya ma mutane cewa da Allah ga Fulani nan za su zo su wuce ba ruwan kowa da su. An yi magana ne yanzu za su zo wucewa kawai za su. Ka gane abu bakin hanyar nan kar wanda ya ce wani abu.
Can you see them carrying their guns next to the military and all is fine, all is well? Can you see the terrorists side by side carrying their guns next to the military of Nigeria? They have a collaboration, they have a partnership, they have an alliance. On Fridays, they go for their prayers, their Juma. They pray and worship in the same place. They call them their freedom fighters, not terrorists or bandits. And they've told the media of Nigeria to call we the Biafrans terrorists, but call the real terrorists bandits and headers. Let's continue.
Ga su nan wucewa kawai za su yi. Da Allah abi ga su nan za su taho yanzu da Allah abi a gaya ma mutane. Yawa.
Okay, so before I continue my analysis, I want us to listen to what the Nigerian media are saying. The independent media in Nigeria, what they are saying in regards to what is going on in terms of the bandits being given amnesty. I keep on calling them bandits. Oh my God, have mercy. That's the virus that Nigeria does. Over time, you start to skip to the law of Nigeria. The terrorists are being given amnesty. A peace treaty where they come with what they call a cheese approach policy or a cheese policy, where they are being funded. Every month they are paid their stipends and every day they are fed. Every month they get their pay. They are funded with their ammunitions and tools, and they are fed. It is called the cheese approach, so-called deal that they have with the terrorists amongst them, because they know deep inside these guys have a role to play when it comes to Islamizing Nigeria. When it's time, they will now become their freedom fighters. So let us hear what the media is saying in Nigeria, and I'll continue. Respect to my brother who was able to capture this footage. Please watch this.
Fortunate. We have a picture of the
bandit was given chieftaincy title. And the government officials were invited to the ceremony and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
One of the bandits, hold it there, please. One of the bandits was given a chieftaincy title. I keep using the word bandits. President Alex Nestob, while you were busy investigating Simon Ekpa, one of the terrorists in Nigeria was given a chieftaincy title to make him a chief in the north. And government officials, they attended that ceremony. This is coming from the mouth of the media in Nigeria. If you don't believe me when I say these things, today I'm presenting to you what they are saying in the Nigerian media. This is going on. This is the trademark of what's happening in Nigeria. This is their modus of operandi. So I wonder why Finland, of all countries, we allow Nigeria to cajole them, to fool them, to use them and dump them at the end. How will you allow Nigeria to tarnish your reputation? You were highly respected, highly revered among the League of Nations. How would you allow this to happen to yourself? And it is clear you don't know what is happening in Nigeria. You are naive. You are naive. You are deaf, dumb, and blind when it comes to the affairs of Nigeria. You don't know what's going on. Because Simon Ekpa is the good guy. He's the one protecting his people from this happening in our land. We are Christians in Biafra land. Mainly Christians, traditional worshippers, and also Jews. We don't believe in Islam. We are not Islamic by nature. None of us have that trait when it comes to affiliation or whatever. When it comes to Islam, it is strange to us. It is alien to us. So what you see happening here is the norm in Nigeria. It's normal. In the north, in the southwest, because they have that lineage. Somehow, Islam is now part of them. But the case is different in Biafra. That's why we cannot tolerate things like this. Things like this cannot be accepted in Biafra land. Let's continue. Listen to what is happening in Nigeria. Terrorists being given chieftaincy titles. Let's take it back and listen, please. Listen.
It is unfortunate. We have a picture of the
bandit was given chieftaincy title. And the government officials were invited to the ceremony and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
Look at the military fatigue the guy is wearing.
Come on.
If you dare wear that cap, the military will beat you blue black in public. But look at him. Wearing the military cap.
Unacceptable. It's the audacity and boldness of impunity.
Bandits and terrorists are criminals.
They are altogether. We'll take the story in Katsina State, where reactions have trailed the peace deal negotiations between one of Nigeria's most wanted terrorists, Isaiah Kwashen Garwa, with the community in Faskari local government area of the state. The deal was announced on Sunday in a post on X by Zagazola Makama, a security analyst specializing in the Lake Chad region. In the post, Makama explains that for a long time, the terrorists had been linked to kidnappings, killings, and raids across, forest areas in Katsina, as well as neighboring states. Reactions to the story have been divided. While some see the development as a chance to restore calm in long-troubled communities, others question the sincerity of the bandit leader, recalling the atrocities attributed to his group. I mean, look at this man out there holding a rifle. He's out there, Rufai, and meeting with community members. And this is the sort of conversations we're having right now in Nigeria. I'll take the reactions trailing the story, and then we will continue. In the meantime, here's a reaction. This is from an ex-user. He wrote on X, is the peace deal the required justice for the numerous lives that were wasted and are still wasting so many years of setbacks, not only for the direct victims of insurgency and the Northeast, but also for the country in general? Negotiating peace with bandits and enemies who held the entire country hostage for so many days is synonymous with encouraging others to constitute themselves into groups to wage war against the country with the mindset of being granted amnesty after so many years of infiltrating havoc and destroying lives. Meanwhile, a peace deal that was intended to end years of violence in Nigeria's northwest has collapsed after bandits abducted 40 worshippers in Zamfara state. The peace pact had been signed on August 28 between community leaders and bandits in Katsina state. However, less than a month later, gunmen attacked a mosque in Gidantobe village in Safe local council and abducted dozens of worshippers during morning prayers on Monday. Despite the setback, the Katsina state government is saying they support community-driven pacts with repentant terrorists, but maintain a policy of zero negotiation. What sort of contradiction is that, Rufai?
So when you see a society that the oppressors are beginning to have a very free reign, and the people that the government ought to protect, the government can't protect them, so they try to look for deals with their oppressors. These are vestiges of a dysfunctional society. You will have thought that this government will focus on that, but they'll never focus on that. They'll focus on politics. And that's why they were doing elections in Zamfara State, 5 local governments. I can't still process that thing. They deployed officers from Gombe and other parts, military officers, battalions were there. In security, you will never see that kind of mass deployment. You see, because number one, the government doesn't really care about you that much. So you are left in the hands of kidnappers and bandits. You have to beg them for peace deal. And that's the dysfunctional society we live in. And it's that kind of dysfunctional society that breeds people like Bago. That Badegi FM held his feet to the fire. He felt no other thing to do. He said he was going to demolish the station. Thank God Badegi FM didn't call to him. You know how many media stations that have called to dictators and outright bullies in this country? They took him to court and he was repelled. Now he wants to look at the sermons of preachers. At a point, if care is not taken, I'm not saying he has done it, but at this rate, maybe he'll start looking at all the phones and the call log of everybody because he wants to sell some thoughts. The best antidote to react, if they say you're not doing well, is to do well. But in a large regard, in very big aspect, yes, he has gotten some successes right in agriculture, but in trampling of rights and things like that, he has not done well. Yeah. And we have to tell him what it is. In that interview, he made many blunders. And please, his chief press secretary should walk him about what they call image. He thinks it's straight talking, but he says a lot of rubbish. Just like what he said in that interview.
Let's hold it there because I'm not here to discuss the politics of Nigeria. I just hope that the president of Finland, people of Finland, have just heard from the media of Nigeria. Because when Sabanekba speaks this way, they say, no, he's telling lies, as he's the one causing the unrest in Nigeria. When we, the Biafrans, speak of our plight, they condemn us. They say, no, in fact, we are the ones that enjoy the most in Nigeria. It's all about oil, that we are being greedy. We believe in politics, that's why we are complaining, and all we wanted is our brother, Peter Obi, to become president. But today we are glad that the media of Nigeria are speaking out of what is happening in Nigeria. At the time when our leader Nnamdi was kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria, you will assume a country that does such, perhaps they are ready to, to fish out the real terrorists in Nigeria. You will assume that going all the way to Kenya to kidnap an innocent man and brought him back to Nigeria through an extraordinary rendition, you will assume it means at home their policy is so stench and strict that they don't even, negotiate with terrorists. But the opposite is the case in Nigeria, where the real terrorists are being pampered. They beg them to come around for 6 weeks, and they say they are now repented. They buy them clothes, dress them up, and before you know it, they've been dispatched into the different government parastatals? How can the terrorist be a policeman? How can they be in the military? How can they be assigned in the Navy and Customs? How can they do these things? So today I'm calling out on Finland to do what is right. Finland, oh Finland, you must do what is right. At this point, I want us to hear a bit more from the Nigerian media, because when we speak, they say, no, we are being biased. So today, perhaps, Finland will hear from the Nigerian media. Let's go there. Listen to this.
And I'm talking about the geography of how these bandits the type that operate in and go out of the state, or they're the ones who hold territory in the state.
They are the ones who hold territory in the state.
So they are known.
They are known, especially on the axis of Kankara, bordering Zamfara state. In this, they enter in Kankara, then they enter Malumfashi, then they enter Funtua on this side. They are contiguous local government. They all share borders.
So these are some of the difficulties. And these guys have been there troubling the area for a long time.
Absolutely, particularly with the influence of crisis in Zamfara state. You see, our major problem in Katsina state is actually the problem of Zamfara state.
So you could solve the problem of Zamfara, Katsina, Katsina. But what happened to the peace processes that we saw the former Aminu Masari? He started negotiating. He spoke to some. At some point, he said he was not doing that again. They dropped their arms, and we thought that there was. I mean, all of these guys were clear. In fact, some of these bandits, they were looking for them for a long time. One of the most notorious, I can't even remember his name in Katsina State, is still not found up to now.
Well, you see, these people, they are not from the moon. These people, they are people that live with us. They are not people coming from somewhere. So the security operators, they know them. Some of them, they speak with them. You see, that is one of our concern. The government of Katsina State, for the government to achieve peace in Jibia, Basari, Safana, and Musa. These are frontline local government, and they are contiguous local governments. And now I can remember they are almost getting to achieve peace in Kurfi, then Dusoma. If we get to that, then Kankara is next, Malumfashi is next, Funtua, Ndume, Faskari, they are next. But we need the help of federal government. Katsina State alone, Katsina State government alone cannot. This is not a force.
Let's hold it there. Let's take it back and hold it there. Hold it there for me. You've heard it that the military parastatals, they know them. The government knows who they are. The military knows who they are. But instead they say no. Not even one has been convicted. I repeat, not one terrorist has been taken to court in Nigeria, and not one has been convicted. They parley with them, they pray to them to turn around, to repent according to them, and within 2-3 weeks they dress them up and say now they are repented. They give them money, they feed them, and they pay them stipends, allowance every month from the government. This is what is happening in Nigeria. Alex, in the stop, you need to do what is right and let Simon Ekpa go. If not, history will not be kind with you. History will not be kind with you. Your name will go down as one of those that sabotaged the children of God. Let Simon Ekpa go. Let Simon Ekpa go. He is not the problem. He is the problem solver. He is not the problem. He is the problem solver. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan. Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's why Flora show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.